If you're an empath and you get really drained in large social situations, it's so important for you to spend intentional time with yourself all alone. So, when you have the capacity to feel other people's emotions so deeply, you'll get really tired in big social situations because you're constantly hyper aware of everybody else's feelings. Is everyone else having a good time? You're kind of naturally perceptive to other people's nuanced changes in like feeling or in emotion. You can notice the expressions on their faces. You can really just tangibly feel the energy of the space, and it can be overwhelming and really tiring because you're constantly hyper aware of the energy dynamics in a group situation, especially when there's a lot of people. So when you are constantly around other people and not spending intentional time with yourself, I'm not saying like coming home and watching TV or being on TikTok or whatever. No, intentional time alone with yourself without the music or the noise or whatever it is drowning everything out. Like intentional time with you, whether you're on a walk, whether you're journaling, whether you're spending time to just sit with your feelings. If you're not doing that, you are going to just absorb the feelings of everyone around you and not come back to the home within yourself. This is especially the case if you maybe grew up around emotionally volatile people, maybe feeling like you always have to adjust your emotions to keep the peace and to balance the family dynamic, or whatever environment you grew up in, maybe feeling like you had to adjust your behavior so that other people wouldn't get upset. Then you're naturally attuned to adjusting yourself to make sure that everyone else is happy. But what about you? How are you feeling? If you do not take intentional time with yourself, you will just become the combination of what everybody else needs you to be. And you'll feel like you're performing. And if you are constantly performing, it's so exhausting. Like, no wonder it's exhausting, and you deserve to show up as who you are and how you feel, and not feel like you always have to be on or performing, because you're going to get so tired and burnt out. And honestly, you may just feel really unhappy because at this point, you're going to be living the life that other people expect you to live rather than the life that you actually want. And you'll feel like you constantly need to be turned on, performing a certain way for everything to be okay. But the reality is that you will never find peace unless you are able to be truly who you are, express how you feel, and coming back home to that can feel hard when you've grown up naturally attuning your behaviors and your actions to just keep the peace around you. So that's why it's so important when you come home, spend intentional time with yourself, sitting and being like, what do I want to do? What do I care about? Spend a day like each week, maybe on the Saturday or Sunday. Dedicate the day to doing only what you want to do, not naturally attuning, adjusting, being fluid, and just like adjusting to what other people want. No, like take the time for you. What do you want to do? Allow yourself to wander. Maybe take a different walk that you've never taken before. Maybe sitting with the journal and allowing yourself to feel your feelings, and maybe just exploring, maybe just walking into stores that you've never gone to that you feel drawn to. Especially if you're someone who is naturally attuning yourself to other people at all times. Maybe anytime you hang out with your friends, you're always like, yeah, I'm down to do whatever. You can pick, you can do whatever. That becomes exhausting because at this point, you're just living the life that other people want you to live, and other people are just taking the lead while you're just following along, and you will never feel happy in that. You'll feel like controlled constantly, and also you might even have trouble connecting with your intuition. You might not know what you want to do because you're so used to having other people tell you how to feel, how to act, how to behave. And that's so exhausting, and you deserve to come back to you, to the essence of who you are, and figure out what you want to do. It can feel really hard if for years and years, maybe your entire life, you've just been adjusting your behaviors and actions to keep the peace. You may not know what it is that you like to do. You may not know what to do with a free day, honestly. But learning that and taking time and setting the intention to be like, no, today is my day. Like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to figure out and learn what I want to do, not just what you should do, because you've probably been living guided by shoulds your entire life, but what do you actually want to do? Because you deserve to come home to yourself and figure out who it is that you are, not what everyone else tells you who you should be, but who you truly are at your core. You deserve it.